Hello and welcome to this part 3 of the Dark Souls guide. Today we're going from the Undead Burg to the Parish, which is further up in forward progression. First we take out these annoying hollows. One of the benefits that the Undead Burg presents to new players is that it's a testing ground. It's a place for you to hone your skills, your combat skills, your defensive skills, your evasive skills. For a long time, I was very frustrated when I began playing this game. I got to this stage, I managed to find my way up to the Burg, but then kind of got stuck. I couldn't pull off certain moves, I couldn't pull off backstabs, I was getting the timings wrong. I wasn't lowering my shield in order to commence the backstab mechanic. But yeah, somebody gave me some advice, just said keep messing around, keep practicing, keep trying, and eventually it'll click. You get an intuitive feel, and it's true. This is a good place to do to practice. Anyway, let's talk about the game.
Go ahead. Never hurts to splurge when your days are
Come to the vendor to pick up a few items. I want the reinforced club, mainly because it's one of my favourite starting weapons. We'll come back to the vendor later on to buy an array of different items from him. But the reinforced club, I like it because it's got the bleed mechanic. I explained that in a previous episode. You see I've got the 300 bleed mechanic down at auxiliary effects. You get a couple of hits in, you'll do your normal damage, and then all of a sudden it'll take a massive chunk of damage off of unarmoured enemies. Blunt weapons can be good against certain enemy classes as well, such as skeletons we will encounter later on. These annoying firebomb throwing hollows, you could buy a bow from the vendor to take them out, and we will be buying a bow before we get too far away from the Undead Burg, but you can just run past them like that. This room can present a wee bit of a challenge to new players because you've got 3 hollows to take on, although you can draw out the armoured hollow using the bow, and you can fight them close to the bonfire. But yeah, just take your time, there's no panic. This door will be locked for the time being, I will come back to it. Come into this room, take out this hollow quickly. As you come around this corner there's another one, smash him, on the go. Come into this room, there's an item to find. Black fire bombs. Now these are more deadly than their the normal firebomb cousin. One thing I want to discuss is quickly is humanity. Back in the room a second ago you noticed we had 0 humanity, we're now at 0 1. If you kill a certain amount of enemies over a certain, before dying, you receive a humanity as well as their souls. Humanity also increases your item discovery, so it increases your the probability of your character getting drops or finding items. Getting drops from enemies basically. This wee section here can be problematic because you're funneled up this narrow corridor and there's a firebomb throwing hollow who I just took out there, so that can present a problem. Again, you just want to take your time. Even if you get hit by a firebomb there, you can keep going. I used the master key to open that door. If you have the master key, that's you choose it as one of your starting class gift. It allows you to open that door and get the free gold pine resin. The gold pine resin add a lightning modifier to your weapon, so you'll do not just physical damage but also lightning damage, and some enemies are susceptible to that. It's especially good against a boss that we'll encounter soon. If you don't have the master key, I believe you can buy a key from the merchant that will open that door. I might be wrong about that. If I am, please correct me. There we go, there was a jumping attack on that armoured hollow. Jumping attack again is brilliant. Come up here, always take this sniper out. If you don't, he'll snipe you as you progress further into the level. It can be a bit annoying. You can come down there and be ambushed by like 3 hollows, and you've got this guy behind you firing arrows at you. Yeah, just always make sure that when you come into this area you take him out. There's no need to come up here and take these 3 firebomb throwing hollows out. I just want to show you as a new player that you can come up here and kill them basically. You don't need to fire arrows at them. You can see that I fail miserably to get my hit in there. I nearly fall off the edge. There's no shame in retreating temporarily if your plan didn't come off. You can see them lumbering forward, making their way towards me, not with any great haste. Get out of the way of their firebombs, come down, eventually get a hit in, take one of them out, take 2 of them out, come up and pick up the soul item. But yeah, don't be ashamed if you die, or the enemies make you look like a fool. That you're going to die plenty of times in Dark Souls as you progress through it, and there'll be plenty of enemies who make you look stupid. It's nothing to be ashamed of, as long as you take something away from the experience and you learn, from your mistake, or you devise some kind of new strategy to take them on. You can see I pulled 2 guys here. With the bow you can pull 1 at a time, and that can make it easier. But really, even though we've pulled these 2 guys, it's not a major difficulty. Although in saying that, you can see I was a bit overzealous there. I should have kind of backed away and come back for this guy, but I dived straight into his sword. Now this is good. We pick up one of the game's, we pick up the first upgrade item in the game, the Titanite shard. That will allow us to increase our weapons damage output. We use a blacksmith to upgrade weapons from 0 to 5, 5 to 10 and 10 to 15. Talk more about that later. This is a trap, be very careful. Engage the trap, dive out the way, and with any luck the guy will kill himself, or he'll die like he did there in your playthrough. He doesn't always, sometimes he'll follow you down, and you'll have to fight him, but he presents no challenge. We won't go down here just now. We had the master key that allowed us to open that door. There is a tough enemy down there, we'll come back for him later. We're going to come across, it's not really an enemy, we're going to come across an interesting little thing. There it is. It is, I forgot, Crystal Lizard, that's his name, Crystal Lizard. Be sure to get it as quickly as possible, because if you don't, it will disappear. You have to then quit out your game, reload, to get the Crystal Lizard to respawn. But basically these Crystal Lizards, they serve the purpose of allowing you to get upgrade items. There's, I don't know, maybe about 20 or 30 Crystal Lizards scattered throughout the game. There's an area where they're particularly concentrated, but we'll talk about them later. All you need to know is that they provide upgrade items and you have to be quick to kill them. I set up my bar there because there's going to be a boss encounter in a moment. Remember what I said, when you come through fog gates, be prepared for battle. Sometimes it'll be a boss, sometimes you'll be entering a new area. This is indeed a boss fight coming up. Take out these 2 snipers first of all, because if you don't, you'll be taking on the boss and have these 2 pains in the asses shooting at you. As you can see, I set up on my bar so I can access it through the D-pad. I set up the gold pine resin, because we're going to be applying that to our reinforced club to batter this enemy to death. We won't take too much health damage from falling off that rampart. And here we go. Make your way back quickly to the rampart. Get up the ladders. And you're going to perform a plunging attack on this guy. You do the plunging attack, you'll get off at least half yourself. Coat your weapon with the pine resin. Here we go, smash into the ugly bastard's face. 552 damage, not bad. Get behind him, get your hits in. I make a mess of it here. Run, run, run. Get behind him, and it's the same tactic we used on the Asylum Demon. Keep smashing. You'll see I stagger him. He's staggered, and I get my hit in. If I hadn't staggered him there was a possibility that I could have died if he'd connected with his hit. His weapon is quite powerful, but yeah. We get what, 3,000 souls for that. Homeward Bone and a humanity as well, I think. Wasn't paying attention. The humanity, if you get a humanity from against a boss, you win it in a fight. It goes into your inventory rather than counting. You have to pop it in order for it to appear up on the left there, and for it to have the item discovery effect. Don't run up this bridge. Run up, trigger the event. You'll see the event in a second. It's flaming hot. And there we go. That massive Hellkite dragon drake thing is taking out all the enemies on the bridge. Make your way down here. There's an interesting NPC down here. He takes over the role that Oscar of Astora was intended to play, and that is the mentor character. I'll allow him to speak.
You don't look hollow, far from it. I am Soler of Astora, an adherent of the Lord of Sunlight. Now that I am undead, I have come to this great land, the birthplace of Lord Gwyn, to seek my very own son. You find that strange? Well, you should. No need to hide your reaction. I get that look all the time. Oh, aha. So I didn't scare you. I have a proposition, if you have a
Say yes to this proposition.
The way I see it, our fates appear to be intertwined. In a land brimming with hollows, could that really be mere chance? So what do you say? Why not help one another on this lonely journey?
Yes again.
This pleases me greatly. Well then, take this.
How could you say no?
We are amidst strange beings in a strange land. The flow of time itself is convoluted, with heroes centuries old phasing in and out. The very fabric wavers, and relations shift and obscure. There's no telling how much longer your world and mine will remain in contact. But use this to summon one another as spirits, cross the gaps between the worlds, and engage in jolly cooperation. Of course, we are not the only ones engaged in this, but I am a warrior of the sun. Spot my summon signature easily by its brilliant aura. If you miss it, you must be blind.
So we'll continue to encounter Soler as we progress through the game. As I said, Oscar was intended to be...
Gaze at the sun. The sun is a wondrous body, like a magnificent father. If only I could be so grossly incandescent.
Oscar was intended to be a mentor character. I believe you were even going to encounter him in the very last fight in the game. Run down here, don't worry. Yes, there's a massive dragon at the other end of the bridge. Dive down these stairs. And before you go any further, go to the door on the left, don't go through that one, come through this one. You'll come to these ladders. Kick the ladders down. Make sure you do this. This is absolutely... it's important, it's not essential, but it's important. Because you are now back at the Undead Burg. We're back at the bonfire we just came from. It's very handy to have that shortcut. Yeah. Well, I lost my train of thought. We're gonna upgrade our characters' attributes. Endurance, vitality, so health, stamina. I want to get dexterity up. I want to be able to use a bow soon. There'll be a bow we'll be picking up perhaps in the next episode. I should have maybe increased my dexterity by a point more. But anyway, we've got strength, health and stamina up in addition to dexterity. And that's most of the souls used up from the boss fight. Go back up the ladder. we're going to progress forward in the game. As you come out here, go to the right. Be careful as you navigate your way around the bridge. You'll see the Hellkite Dragon's tail. You can actually use a bow to snipe that tail, break it off, and receive a powerful weapon called the Drake Sword. I wouldn't recommend doing it as a new player. The weapon's overpowered and it can make the game too easy. You're better just sticking to normal weapons. This can be a dangerous place obviously to fight given the perilous drop on either side, so just be very careful as you line yourself up against enemies. You're going to come across one right now who's standing right at the very edge. Use the kick mechanic to open him up to attack. Wait for him to come round a wee bit. There we go. Kick him. Kick him. And off he goes. Just be careful not to follow him down. We're going to come up to one of the most annoying parts of the game. There's a room full of rats in here, and I hate rats in this game. They have the ability to break your poise so easily. You'll see I didn't do that on purpose. I was rubbish there, and didn't use my shield, which blocks their poison attack. Now what happens now is, now that I'm poisoned, with each tick you'll see my health going down, so each second I'm losing health, and that will continue until the poison modifier wears off. And yeah, as you can see, it takes a long time to do that. There are items that you can pick up in the game later on in the game that will instantly get rid of the poison build-up, but we don't have any just now, so in order for us to get rid of the poison we're going to have to go back to the bonfire. As you make your way back to the bonfire, because the bonfire resets it, so as you make your way back to a bonfire, if you do get hit by the rats and you're poisoned, make sure to keep an eye on your health so that you don't die. Not that it really matters. I mean, if you did jump off the edge of the cliff there, you can go and retrieve your souls when you respawn at that bonfire. Anyway, fast forward, we're back in the room with the rats, but this time we've taken them on and killed them, and we haven't been poisoned. I was just too eager to kill these rats. I stop here for a second just to inform players that are using the DSF fix wrapper, DLL wrapper, that if you have 60 frames engaged, it will, sorry about that, that's tap running, it will, you'll clip through the ground there if you do the fast ladder mechanic, so just go to 30 frames per second if you're going to do that. I showed you there a second ago a bonfire. That bonfire is underneath the Drake, we'll come back to that. We come up to this scary looking area with a boar and at least about 5 or 6 hollows. Enter the area, come round the corner, get this guy immediately as quickly as possible, run up the stairs. There's a guy coming behind us, so take him out first. You can run past the boar and whatnot, and as soon as you run past the boar, he's trying to S this up. If an enemy tries to S this up and restore his health, get your hits in because he's totally vulnerable to your attacks at this point. I'm not wanting to engage the spear enemy here. I want to engage the 2 snipers with the crossbows. The game stutters for a second as I go to hit them, and you can see I get my timings all wrong. I am making a complete mess of this. I'm not getting locked on and I die. So that's the first death of the game, and I deservedly was killed. We'll fast forward so that we're back at the entrance, the starting area. There we go, we're back here. Again, expose him to attack. Get your hit in. Make your way up the stairs. Same thing as before, this guy's following us, so we'll kill him first. Hopefully I'll do this a bit better than the last time. You can see our souls sitting there behind the first sniper. There'll be a stutter again, yes. But I managed to get my hits in this time. I'm kind of wary of what's happening behind me. I'm not sure if the spear guy is going to be coming up behind me, and I didn't want him to fall off. I wanted to kill him. I should have gone two-handed, but I was, my concentration was just on getting him basically, rather than the strategy that I should have used. I'm kind of struggling again here. I want to heal up and get my shield up. So I've taken one of them out, which is good. This guy is shooting at me now from down below, which is a pain in the ass. So I just get over here, just to kind of get my bearings for a moment. And again, if you're experiencing the same kind of difficulty that I am in this area, don't be scared, or don't, you know, there's no shame in running away to try and get yourself squared away. I managed to get this guy exposed to take a hit from the arrow, but it's not a biggie. Just keep going. And there we go, he's down. I'm trying to think here what strategy I should use to get the sniper who's down beside the armoured boar. I think to myself, maybe I'll be able to use my fire bombs to get him. I don't know, I mean I could go down there and take him on and you know, try and take the boar on as well. My original plan was to use these alluring skulls, and what these do is they attract enemies' attention. So if you break one of these alluring skulls in the ground, it emits some kind of effect that attracts the enemies towards it. So you can see the fire there, you can actually use the alluring skull, throw it into the fire, and the boar will, you know, self-immolate by running constantly into that fire. But we need to take the sniper out first. So I want to get up here as quickly as possible. I make a mess of this again. I don't get down quickly enough. Then once I do get down, I roll the wrong way. I get attacked by the boar. It's all a massive mess at this point. But then I get him. I could hit the boar in the ass. But yeah, I want to show new players how to use alluring skulls to their advantage. So when you do come up here to use alluring skulls, be very careful, because with each throw of an alluring skull it takes you forward slightly, and if you obviously get too close to the edge, it will take you over the edge, and you'll then be in a one-on-one fight with the boar. So there's the first alluring skull down. As you can see, he runs directly into the fire, and you have enough alluring skulls there to kill him. It's not as much fun doing it this way, but I guess, you know, the boar looks like the meanest enemy you've encountered, apart from the Hellkite Dragon. He looks like the meanest enemy you've encountered so far in the game. He's really not that difficult when you get down onto the ground with him, but I suppose he could, you know, pose problems. There's a much more difficult enemy actually that's just round the corner, or he's where we came from. But we'll take him on later, and he is a difficult enemy. So one more head swing and one more, there he goes, and then we get about 1,000 souls, not even 1,000, 750 souls. Kind of the amount of souls that you get for killing an enemy kind of represents, I suppose, how tough that enemy is, in a way. Obviously we can't get through the gate, or I can't remember the proper name for those things, so come down here, be careful. These hollows try to lure you into a trap. As you can see, there's a trap. Allow them to funnel their way up here. You can take them on one at a time. If you've got a piercing weapon, a thrusting weapon, it can be quite good in this area, because obviously they're coming towards you and you're just, you know, speeding them. There's a few enemies in this area, but it's nothing that you haven't encountered already. You can also lure these guys back up to where the fire and the armoured boar was, and fight them out there if you're not comfortable fighting them in the corridor. And it can be tricky fighting in corridors, because sometimes your weapons can deflect off the walls. I managed to take 2 of them out, another 2 coming up. Again, bad timing, that was bad timing on my part. But yeah, these enemies shouldn't pose any major problems to a player that's made it this far. Yeah, line in ambush. Good piece of advice there. Before you got the ladders, come down here. There's an important key to pick up. Make sure you pick this key up. Mystery key. I think we'll have a look at the item description for that key, if I can remember how to do that. Nope, wrong place. So it's X that opens up the item description. A basic prison cell key, so maybe we'll use that soon. Sorry for the frog in my throat. Come up here and take these hollows on. Again, nothing special. A straightforward fight for any player that's made it this far again. Weave your way across these beams on the roof and pick up the soul item. It's not difficult walking across the beams, but yeah, you don't want to make yourself look like a fool on YouTube and fall off. So we've got the ladders, and we'll come up to another fog gate. This fog gate is one of the ones that just transitions you from one area to another. I don't think there's any good way to determine whether you're going to be encountering a boss or you're going to be going to a new area. I guess you'll have an intuitive feeling. You can see we're up above the area where the snipers were and the board and whatnot. Come out to the right, don't go up to the left first, and you'll encounter a new enemy. These are Boulder Knights. Knights of Boulder. Boulder. Get the backstab in this guy. Don't know what happened to the camera there. He's still alive, but one more hit will take him out. These enemies aren't particularly difficult. Pick up the Knight Shield. It's not a shield that I'm going to use. It has the same amount of stability, I believe, as the Spider Shield. It weighs more. Yeah, not something I'm going to use. I need to put some sellotape over that tap because that's really annoying. Maybe the difficulty posed by the Boulder Knights is that you get different types of Boulder Knights. There's ones with the different types of weapon. You will encounter them soon. Again, take this spear guy out. We want to get down there, which we will do in a minute. Go left here, and be careful when you come down here. To the left is a Boulder Knight, and to the right is a spear hollow. I'm trying to attract the attention of at least one of them, probably the Boulder Knight. There he is. He'll follow you up here. I would advise fighting him up here rather than down there, because obviously if you fight him down there, you then get an enemy at your back. Yeah, I like their sword. Their swords, I don't use it often, but it has a good move set. Their shield is actually very good if you can get a drop for it. He follows us up here, good. I'll let him come out a wee bit so we can get the kick mechanic up on him. Yeah, the Boulder side shield is a good starting shield if you can get it at the very beginning. Some people use it for the duration of the game. You can upgrade it and it gets to a very high stability. I'm thinking to myself here, should I go left or straight on? Normally I would go left, and that's what we do. We'll encounter these guys a wee bit later on. The other guys are down there. I want to be able to open the gate first, so come down here, take on the hollow, smash him right in the face. That's a running attack. Does a lot of damage. Pick up the basement key, and I implore you, if you're a new player, read item descriptions. There are not many signs, clues, directions in this game, and what we've just done there, we picked up the basement key, and this provides one of the the main clues about the direction that we need to go in. So it tells us the lower Undead Burg is a treacherous place. Opens a narrow passage leading below on the far side of the bridge. So the far side of the bridge is the area that we met Solaire at. And you noticed that there was a door, or you might not have noticed, but there was a door. So that key opens that door near Solaire. We've picked up the halberd. The halberd's one of my favourite starting weapons. It's a very good defensive weapon because it allows you to do thrust damage. You know, you can use it to poke enemies as they approach you. So you can hide behind a shield and yeah, it's a good weapon. Very good defensive weapon. If you're having trouble with the game, I recommend it highly. Again, these Boulder Knights, they don't present much of a challenge. You use the same strategies and techniques that you used in the Hollows. Block their attacks, parry and riposte their attacks if you can. This one's a wee bit more dangerous. When he's doing that attack where he holds his rapier out in front, he's waiting to do the parry and riposte animation on you. So be careful. Yeah, like this. If you telegraph your attack on him, he will be able to parry and riposte you. He's got the target shield, which is a great wee shield for deflecting attacks. But yeah, again, you should be able to take these guys on. Backstabs are good. Because they're armoured and because they're a wee bit more difficult than the normal Hollows, your weapons at this stage won't do as much damage to them. Again, if an enemy goes to heal up, Arestus, yeah, attack them. Use it as an opportunity to get your hits in, you'll more than likely kill them. Take this guy on. Get a backstab in on him if we can do so. There we go. It's interesting that these Boulder Knights are in this church. There's many videos out there that go into the lore. You can see there's a massive chappie up there. Don't go. Your inclination might be to run straight towards them and take them on. I wouldn't recommend doing that. If you run through the church there, you're going to get shot in the back because there's an enemy called a channeler standing above you. He's standing a floor above you, and as soon as you run down there, he will start firing his weapon at you. So come this way, there's a side entrance to the church. I'm still here, sorry, I'm just trying to think. I suppose this area can be a wee bit of an annoyance for new players because you've got the sniper back there sniping at you, and you've got these two guys, but yeah, they're not really a massive problem. Don't go left, take this guy out first. I love that running attack. Now, I decide not to engage the guy in a fight yet. We could pull him out here and fight him, but I want to go this direction first, and if you're a new player, I advise you to do the same. You'll see why in a second. As we enter here, you can hear the hammer and chisel. See that this could be an enemy, it might not be. You don't know until you get further down. But what you do find down here is a bonfire. There's another chappie, another human player resting at the bonfire, or about to. So yeah, start the bonfire up, sit down, rest at it, and basically you've checkpointed the game. We'll go down and find out about this, what the noise is. This is the blacksmith. This is Andre of Astora. I'll let him speak.
You must be a new arrival. I'm Andre of Astora. If you require smithing, then speak to me.
So we can use him to upgrade weapons. Also, we have one Titanite shard, so we can certainly upgrade our weapon by one level. You can also repair your weapons here. you can upgrade armour. You can purchase upgrade items, titanite shards. He also sells other things like arrows and whatnot. Don't attack, Andre. I want to show you that's the stability of the shield is very important. If you upgrade your shield, that's the stat you're looking at, because the higher the stability it has, the less stamina it takes off you when you get hit by an enemy. So we'll come in here and repair. It's always good to repair your items. Items have a thing called durability, so that's their wear and tear mechanic. So yeah, just always make sure that you don't let them get too worn down. You can learn the hurrah gesture.
Most weapons and armor are mighty sturdy indeed, but every hunk of metal has its breaking point. If you notice durability running low, it's time to repair. You can ask a blacksmith like myself, or do it on your own with a grindstone. The nice thing about weapons, they never betray you, so pay them a little respect, eh?
Okie dokie. So we can purchase upgrade items. There's a smithing armour box, the repair box. These allow us to upgrade our own items at the bonfires and whatnot. Crest of Atorius is something that we'll talk about later. As you can see, it costs a massive 20,000 souls. Anyway, I hope this guide has been helpful for you.